what sets the guides apart is the 4 stages to how to work your way through these guides. So they are set up on a 4-stage process: a pre-grammar stage, a grammar stage, a logic stage, and a rhetoric stage. The pre-grammar stage asks a couple of key questions that will pique the reader's interest in the book, but it also is sort of cultivating the soil in the reader to receive and understand the central one idea of the text, which sort of comes after reading it and working with the text. So that pre-grammar is just a personal set of questions. Then the grammar stage features vocabulary, which we call words to be defined. Those are the key vocabulary words that they're going to learn. They come from the text. So they're learning the words before they read the text. It also includes reading notes, which cover a whole range of things about that section of the novel or the background, little details that will help enrich their reading. And then the comprehension questions about sort of who, what, when, where, not so much why, but thoughtfully crafted and asked to begin leading them towards a central one idea. But nonetheless, they're your basic sort of reading comprehension questions. Now, that's stage 2. Stage 3 is the logic stage, logic dialectic. And this stage is where they've learned all of the factual information so far in their reading and begin to sort of reason and form some new conclusions. Okay, so these are where we have deeper level questions. These are where we have Socratic discussion questions that are ripe for discussion, for cogitation, for debate, and they can be used in a variety of ways, which is fun. You can have your students answer them in written form. You can use them for class discussion. You can say, I want you to think about these, and that's it. Just take some time and reflect on these questions. Sometimes they're personal in nature. Other times they're just very deep and complex questions that have to do with the text or with the story. Across the comprehension questions and the Socratic discussion questions, across both the grammar stage and the logic stage, we sprinkled questions that have to do with literary and rhetorical devices and terms. And those we put in bold throughout the guide so that whenever a student sees one, they take note of it. And then those are defined in the reading notes section. So they can glance back, see what that literary or rhetorical device is, see it defined up there. And then so they're learning the device as they have to tackle that question. So those sometimes appear in comprehension questions, probably a little bit more in the Socratic discussion questions. The 4th stage is the rhetoric expression stage. Now this is where we've sort of led the reader towards the central one idea, and in the rhetoric stage they have to express what they think is the central one idea for that section or for the novel as a whole. That is where we ask them to write out a complete sentence that expresses that central one idea. It's a very important stage. This is obviously the stage where the essay is written. So we have a step-by-step process of writing that essay because the central one idea is their essay. It's the thesis for their essay. So not only is that the stage where the class discussion and the debate takes place, but it's also that this is where you are ready to write. You're ready to articulate your central one idea. You're ready to support it, to defend it, and to express it with eloquence, dignity, propriety, and persuasion. That's really the ultimate end, is to persuade, to convince that this expression of the central one idea is correct. So that's how the 4 stages of the guides work. And that's what makes them unique. It's what makes them effective. We want this to be a mature, analytical, reasonable activity that goes along with reading a great work. So we're here to present a guide that has them do very collegiate level, logical, rational, rhetorical work with that great book. And so you'll find them very clean, very usable, very user-friendly, but not filled with frills or gimmicks. It's a quality, rigorous guide.